Welcome to the Midwest. Today we're talking about hands and feet. There's an old saying whenever a person is about to get married, or maybe they're gonna go up on stage and they lose their nerve. They get too afraid to do the thing that they really want to do. We say they got cold feet. It's an old saying, maybe you've heard of it, maybe you haven't. But this expression has roots in our physiology. You see, whenever we get stressed, whenever we're in a state of anxiety, we experience cold hands and cold feet. This is a very natural response. So many people ask me, Jesse, my hands and my feet, they're constantly cold, even when I'm inside. Even whenever I'm room temperature, I find that I have freezing hands and freezing feet. What's the deal? Well, of course, if it's outside, if you're outside in the cold and you have cold hands and cold feet, I'll make a different video on how to address that. There's a reason for that, and it's because, hey, you're adapting to the cold. But if you're inside, if you're not in a place where there literally is a cold stressor on your hands and feet, then your problem is likely poor breathing. And it's likely an erratic breathing pattern. It's likely that you're breathing into your chest, or you're not fully breathing properly with your breath wave. And this is something that we see all the time. I see it in my clients a lot. So how do we fix this? Well, the best way to fix this breathing pattern is to slow down. That's the first step. Step one is to slow down your breathing. Breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth, or in through the nose, out through the nose. We want to utilize nasal breathing. Now, why is this? This is for two major reasons. One, nasal breathing is more likely to help you breathe into the belly, which is going to put you naturally into more of a state of rest and digest, which is going to open up those blood vessels, which is going to make your circulation better and put you out of the state of fight or flight. The other thing that it does, in addition to that, nasal breathing also increases nitric oxide in your blood. And nitric oxide is a known vasodilator. So it is something that will also help dilate your blood vessels. Well, this is awesome. This is what we want. We want those little blood vessels in our fingers and our feet. We want those to open up so that we can get blood flow and it'll warm right back up again. So slowing down your breathing, breathing in through your nose, those are the first two steps. Lastly, there is a breathing technique that I will just tell you right now, and something that I highly recommend everyone practice. There's a few different ones, and for more on that, check out my Patreon club or my book, A Practical Guide to Breathwork. You can take a look at the links below. I go into more depth on how to get out of that state of fight or flight and put yourself into the proper state for rest, digest, and overall healing. But for right now, let's talk about a very simple technique called 4-8 breathing. You may have heard me talk about this on a previous video when I'm talking about going to sleep, or when I'm talking about how to recover after a workout. Both of these are basically we're trying to do the same thing. We're trying to get out of that state of stress and into a state of relaxation. Relax the blood vessels, open them up, allow blood flow to go throughout your body the way it's supposed to be going. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna inhale for 4 seconds through your nose. In through your nose, bring that breath down to your belly, and you're gonna exhale for 8 seconds. So in for 4, out for 8. And you're gonna do that for about 5 minutes, maybe 10 minutes. And you're gonna try to do this session every single day. And what you're gonna find is that you're gonna get into a breathing pattern that is more conducive to staying in a state of rest and digest. Now, this is gonna help, but there are a lot of other things that you can do. One thing that you can do is avoid caffeine. Caffeine is not the devil, it's not the worst thing in the world, and I'm not telling you you can never have coffee. But I will say that if you over-caffeinate, you're likely putting yourself into a state of fight or flight, even stronger than just your regular everyday stressors. So watch it on the caffeine. Just be careful when it comes to that second or third cup of coffee. Also, we want to make sure that we're practicing breathing in through the nose throughout the rest of the day as well. Not just whenever we're practicing breath work. Nasal breathing all day long, that's what we're shooting for. And that is going to, again, that's going to help you stay in the correct state. That's going to give you the nitric oxide, and it's going to help proper blood flow. Practicing these things over time can put you into a better state overall, and it can make you into a better breather. I hope this has helped. Guys, again, check out my book, A Practical Guide to Breathwork. I go in great depth on how to become a better breather and how to use your breath effectively to give you a better life and better health. And it's not super complicated, it's very practical, hence the name, A Practical Guide to Breathwork. So take a look in the links below for that and for the Patreon Club. I hope this has been helpful. Please like and subscribe, and don't forget to go out there and be kind to one another.